Hi there, I'm Jesse from Miro, and in this video, we're going to cover how Miro flows and Miro sidekicks can help you and your team accelerate marketing campaign definition. If you're not familiar with flows give you the ability to chain together and templatize multi-step workflows directly on the canvas that are fully powered by AI, meaning that you can actually bring AI into you and your team's flow of work without ever having to leave the platform. Let's take a look at this in action. This all kicks off with a pre-built Miro Flows template for helping us to accelerate our marketing campaign definition. Now, everything that I'm going to cover today is just an example. And with Flows and Sidekicks, you can easily start to build out your own workflows that are built on your own company best practices. But you can also reach out to a member of our team after this demo to learn more. Now, to kick this off, all I have to do is hit Use Template, and this will instantly be built out for me. Great, and we can now see this multi-step workflow template that's been deployed. Over here on the left-hand side, we have inputs, and you can start to see that those inputs are visually connected to the actual flow here, where it's going to generate some artifacts for us. But if we go over here to the actual template overview, we can see that this template is all about helping us to accelerate campaign definition. And to use this template, I need to give the flow some key inputs. So company strategy document, who the customer segment is that we're going after, our brand guidelines. And then with one click of a button, Miro Flows is going to take those inputs and create 6 meaningful artifacts for us. A table with key pain points, core messaging documentation, a campaign strategy slide deck. And all of this can be done effortlessly thanks to the power of Miro Flows. So if we zoom out and go to the right-hand side of the template, you can see here that we've started to pull in those inputs. We have our company strategy document here. We've also brought in our company tone of voice slide deck. We've brought in a Google document that's embedded with our target market. We've brought in some brand guidelines, and all of this is now actually flowing through into our Miro flow to generate some of the key pain points that our product addresses for our customer segment. It'll generate some core messaging, a campaign landing page, email imagery, and all of this can be done with just the click of a button. And the reason that all of this can be done with just the click of a button is the power of Miro Flows. Here you can see that each of these artifacts, we actually give you the ability to add on-format prompting. So you can go in and actually tell Miro AI what you want it to execute in this particular format. So here you can see that we're asking it to generate a messaging doc with us, taking into consideration all the inputs that we're giving it. And with Miro Flows, you're also able to select the AI model of your choice for each artifact. You can connect them to key company knowledge bases like Amazon Q, Gemini Enterprise, Microsoft Copilot, and you can even connect Miro Flows to the web, again, bringing AI into Miro to help you and your team stay in the flow of work without having to leave the canvas. So now if we actually zoom out and we hit run on this flow, you're going to see in the top right-hand corner that this is kicking off a 6-step workflow. So let's come back as Miro AI starts to execute these steps. Great. And after about 1 to 2 minutes here, you can see that all of our artifacts have now been generated thanks to Miro AI. If we zoom in here, we can see the key pain points that the customers mentioned and how the product helps address it. We can then see the core messaging document for Flow Pilot here. We can see an example landing page being built out with Miro prototyping that's completely editable. We can then see some email imagery that could be used, ultimately through to an actual slide deck for the campaign strategy with the executive summary, the customer segment, the pain points, and the actual user journey flow as we talk about awareness, consideration, conversion, and retention. And again, all of this was created by just taking the inputted company context, using the Miro Flow template, and just hitting run. And now the cool thing is that if we want to iterate on this, you can actually go in and add either more inputs or actually adjust some of the outputs and then rerun the flow to see those changes implemented downstream. Let's take a look at this by leveraging a Miro Sidekick, which is a no-code based AI agent that can be trained on a specific persona to help us execute this task. So if I open up the Sidekick here, what we're going to see on the right-hand side is that our marketing campaign planning Sidekick has been generated, and this Sidekick was trained to help transform marketing ideas into executable campaign plans. So with this, what I'm actually going to do is highlight everything that was just created with Miro Flows, as well as our inputs, and I'm going to ask it to actually help us review the marketing plan and give us some feedback. We're then going to have a generated document, and it's going to review everything that was just created based off of the inputs that we gave the flow, and it's going to give us suggestions on how we can improve this marketing campaign plan, and then we can use the Sidekick generated output to feed into the actual flow to see those changes reflected. So let's come back when this is finished. Great. And after about 15 seconds there, we can see that the Sidekick reviewed our campaign. It generated a document for us here on the canvas talking about what's working, potential gaps that would kill ROI, campaign dependencies that could mess up your timeline. And now what I can do is actually feed this document into our Miro flow to leverage it as another input. And then I can hit rerun here. And we're going to see that now we're kicking off a 5-step flow instead of a 6-step flow because we're starting it at the second stage of the flow. And so while we generated that content with AI, you could also do this with your teams, where teams are going in and reviewing the content that's generated by flows, adding in that human in the loop element, and then re-hitting run on everything downstream. And that's one of the beautiful things about Miro Flows, is that it works for you and your teams. You're no longer working alone with AI. Miro Flows really brings AI into where teamwork is happening, allowing you and your teams to collaborate alongside AI, not separately. So that was a quick example of how Miro Flows can help to accelerate marketing campaign definition. And if you'd like to learn more about this, please book a demo with our team to have a more in-depth conversation. Thank you.